Don't travel in the Russia.
Look out! Help! Look out! Help!
Why not get together with your friends and form a make, do and mend group? Then you can all help each other.
What a comfort a smoke can be. Some artists find they can't paint without a puff. The film star would be lost without the added glamour of a cigarette. Some girls will go to any lengths for cigarettes, and 30 cigarettes means a total length of 7 feet 6.
What's the first name you think of in biscuits?
Huntley and Palmer's, of course. Everyone likes them.
In the winter of 1947, temperatures plummeted to minus 26 degrees centigrade. Britain was brought to a virtual standstill by the heavy snowfall. When the ice thawed 3 months later, the British economy was crippled as well.
This is how snowed-up Britain looks from the air. The worst spell of weather for 50 years. We hope it'll be 50 more before we get another.
Fred Fernley Limited. You get super after-sales service at Fred Fernley's. Really super.
And now they are man and wife. Following the bridal procession came the bride's father and mother, and behind them... He's away in the first hand-controlled 2.5 horsepower runabout, especially built for war-disabled men. A new model for the road in motoring's 50th year.
Fray Bentos soups are quality soups.
Fray Bentos!
Something new in motor car construction. The convertible car. The back opens and the metal hinged roof falls back into place. It's all done in half a minute. Just another way in which British skill is making life easier for travelers. A couple waiting for a lift may be a familiar sight anywhere in the world, but it isn't every day you see a rickshaw pull up in a Manchester street. And this is the motor rickshaw, a new British invention for export to the Far East.
Don't you think it's time you changed to Dunlop tubeless? They cost no more than a cover and tube.
There's a father who has enough on his plate, and when mealtime comes round, it's a real man's job to see that they get enough on theirs. They're the 16 children of Mr. and Mrs. O'Hare of Anfield, Liverpool, complete with 4 sets of twins.
Fully automatic oven. A tape recorder for the career girl to dictate into, or for the non-career girl, a means of playing hours of soothing music. A vibro massage machine which knows a wrinkle or two, so to speak, and irons them out smoothly. The control panel is a real layabout's dream. It turns out the light, and a quick flick of the wrist ensures that the curtains are properly closed. The designers of this 2,500-pound bed haven't missed a trick. A late night or early morning cup of tea is right beside you. Other refinements, all controlled from the bed, are the mattress heating units, an intercom telephone to all rooms, an outside line, and, of course, a portable television set at the foot of the bed.
Get into a pair of Guards. Guards trousers from 84 shillings.
On exotic Princess Margaret Street, camping and caravanning were the easiest way to get away from it all. Even a short break was an opportunity to have fun.
A few days by the sea is a thing tackled by different people in different ways. To some, it is a panic-stricken rush to the railway station with bulging suitcases. To others, it is a car crammed with buckets, spades, and fretful children. But to many a modern young couple, the trip seems to be simplicity itself. In a matter of moments, the trailer and dinghy are in position, and the family transport is all ready to go. And in case you're wondering why a dinghy needs a streamlined trailer, we should explain that it's really a collapsible caravan, believe it or not. The caravan, built at Emsworth, Hampshire, is not complicated. Even a moron, mechanically speaking, can fix it up in a matter of minutes. And it provides comfortable accommodation for 2 adults and a child. 4 retractable legs provide a firm base for the caravan and prevent it from rolling inadvertently out to sea in the middle of the night. Although we dare say it would make a fine houseboat, too.
For those who can't get away to the seaside for a holiday, you can always spend odd days or weekends camping by some local river or lake. The latest fashion in camping today is a bed that fits on top of your car. Apart from holidaymakers, this type of mobile camp is a boon to travelers who can't find a hotel for the night. Invented by Victor Rosen, who got the idea from a covered wagon seen during a recent visit to the United States, the rooftop camp is particularly handy for women who are scared of insects and crawly things that usually invade an ordinary tent. The roof camp, which took the inventor 3 months to develop from the idea stage, is up and ready for sleeping within a few minutes. And if you suffer from claustrophobia, that's just too bad. You should have thought of that before.
Leaving the other stick in the mud stuck to the caravan site, we're all set for a day on the River Lee at Broxbourne. No need to drive right into the river. The otter can be launched quite simply from the side of the bank. All you need are 2 sets of muscles. So without the usual ceremony, Alan and his friend Ron Sams, who built the amphibian, prepare for the launching. If you're contemplating regular river holidays in this fashion, a bottle of champagne each time can be expensive, so Alan and Ron get used to launching her without the usual trimmings. On board, a few final touches make her seaworthy, or rather river-worthy, for despite her unsinkable appearance, the otter isn't cut out for ocean crossings. But if you want to relax, this is the way to do it.
This is a high-class joint. But everywhere, the cats have their own little places where they live the gospel that this is the age of the teenager.
Oh, love, why don't they understand?
Teenagers, guys and dolls, can be trained in a few weeks to earn £8 or £10 a week. The shops know it, so every town has a store with teenage departments, thriving on giving the young people the fashions they demand, distinctive teenage fashions. And if the get-up seems to border on the outlandish, why not look on them as the beginnings of something new?
To Cyril, the new style is a work of art. To the customer, it's a mark of distinction.
Coffee houses like this one at Kensington are having a new vogue throughout the country. Waiters from Trinidad and Marseille, furnishings from Argentina and Hong Kong, music from Latin America. These exotic touches create an unusual and colorful atmosphere.
New types of cafes and restaurants began to appear in Britain in the 1950s, catering for more
It's embarrassing
adventurous
enough when a hat
tastes.
blows off, but there's a worse fate for the wearer of a toupee unless it feels secure. Still not convinced about this new look for bald men? Take the advice of an expert. He should know.
Never in the field of human conflict. When so much
This is a new game they're trying out at the Clacton holiday camp. Not exactly a game of skill, though you do play it on a marked board or sheet. But there are no pieces to play with. You have to use yourself. The arrow tells you where to put your hands and feet, and the idea is to overbalance your opponent. It sounds as complicated as the things that happen when you play it. They call it the twister, and the makers say it's guaranteed to tie you up in knots.
Never without Germaline in our house. How about you?
There's no time to relax behind the scenes where a small army of electricians are standing by. Their job starts when the illuminations are switched on for the night. At the push of a switch, the longest pier in the world, 1 1/3 miles from the shore, becomes a fairyland of light and color, while almost simultaneously as far as Westcliff and Thorpe Bay, the seafront lights up. This large-scale illumination scheme was first begun on the pier in 1935 and gradually improved upon until the outbreak of war. Sights like these remain a tribute to the ingenuity and skill of men who literally paint the town when they get lit up. The men behind the scenes.
Spectacle wearers, take active part in your favorite sport with Blackstone's invisible contact lenses.
They're a natural, these fabulous four, bubbling over with fun, getting as much kick out of entertaining as the fans get from them. George Harrison, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, Paul McCartney.
Foreign holidays were becoming cheaper and more popular, aided by the rapid growth of air travel. British airlines such as BOAC began to offer cheaper services aimed directly at holidaymakers. For many Britons, flying was an exciting new experience. For a lucky few, a trip to Florida, to Disney's theme park, became an option.
Main Street is the hub of this happy kingdom, and Pluto is there to remind you who it was that dreamed up all this color and fun.
An entirely new, exciting lipstick. Hi-Fi, a new kind of lipstick from Max Factor.